Galaxy Eggs is one of the hottest NFT projects right now. The project just launched on September 14th, so if you're interested, now is a great time to get in. In this video, I'll be letting you know what the Galaxy Eggs project is. I'll compare its popularity to other NFT projects when they launched, and at the end of the video, I'll be giving you my Galaxy Egg investing advice. My name is Devin Cook. Get ready for another jam-packed, action-packed NFT video, and welcome back to DevMoney. Now, the first question you're probably wondering is what exactly is the Galaxy Eggs NFT project? Well, if we come to their website, artofficial.art, you can see all of the information they have about the project. So you can see that it's a collection of 9,999 eggs of the metaverse. Drop date September 14th, 12 p.m., about 24 hours ago by the time you're watching this video. And down here you can see the art. So you can see that each one is going to be completely unique, has a different vibe from the next one, and they're pretty cool in my opinion. And then further down they just say that Artificial is an art studio exploring the boundaries of technology and the metaverse. Our goal is to take part in the metaverse creation and support metaverse art. The journey begins with Galaxy Eggs, a collection of 9,999 eggs of the metaverse. This is just the beginning, buckle up. And then here they have their roadmap, and I'll be the first to say that their website is a bit bland. It looks good up here, but when you get down to here, there's just a lot of dead space. So as part of their roadmap, they're gonna have a collection exhibition which will be opened up. 20 lucky random Galaxy Egg holders will be printed a 10K resolution poster of their eggs sent straight to their home and signed by our art director, Gal Barkin. And then they're gonna have a Galaxy Eggs merch store so you can spend more money on their stuff, and each egg holder is gonna get an airdrop. And all an airdrop is just an NFT that gets sent to you if you hold a certain NFT in a collection. So if you hold one of these Galaxy Eggs, they're gonna send you an NFT of some sort at some time. They say they don't wanna spoil the surprise, so we really have no idea what that's gonna be or what the value of that is. And then the only little tidbit of information we get about their next launch is right here where it says Galaxy Warriors, launching the second phase of the Galaxy Metaverse. You will want to be around for that. So they don't really say anything about it, just that we're gonna wanna be around. And then when you scroll down to the bottom of the website, you're gonna see their team. So Gal Barkin, he's the art director. He's an art director, 3D visualization artist, visual designer, and music creator who is interested in sci-fi, fantasy, cyberpunk, surreal, and psychedelic art. And then when we come over here, we can see his Instagram, and he actually creates some pretty cool stuff. It reminds me a lot of Beeple, to be honest. So you can see one of the eggs, and then you can just see he's definitely very interested in sci-fi type of things, and he's got about 23,000 followers. And then the rest of the team, we have Mr. Bob and Gilly Gillick. Mr. Bob looks like he's one of the coders. He built algorithms for Disney. Obviously, they're very interested in Bored Ape Yacht Club, these two. And Gilly Gillick is a coder as well, entrepreneur, founded 3 companies, chief technology officer for 20 plus years. Solidity is his new thing, which is just the coding software or system that you use to write smart contracts for NFTs and Ethereum. So that's about all the information we get from the website, which I will be the first to admit is not much. We can come here to Metaverse Exhibitions, Gal Barkin's Metaverse, and then you can enter this exhibition and you can start scrolling around and seeing like, well, this is his art. When they say that they're gonna open a exhibition of some sort, I'm not sure if they mean that it's gonna be digital like this or if it's gonna actually be in some sort of art gallery in Miami or New York or something like that. Now, the next thing that we're gonna wanna look at is we're gonna wanna look at their Twitter page and see how many followers they're getting. Looks like they have 20,000 followers, which it's been steadily climbing since I've been watching this. And here's their OpenSea page. You can see there's 3.1 thousand owners, over 1,000 Ethereum traded in total volume, floor price of 0.43, 9.8 thousand items. Should be basically 10,000 items. And then you can see each of the eggs down here. They all look the same because they are all the same right now. I know you're expecting this artwork right here, but when you just buy this NFT and they're freshly minted, you don't actually see what artwork you got. They're gonna hatch, or the artwork is gonna be revealed at some point, though they have yet to specify when. And this project just launched today. It's yet to be verified. This is the correct one, Galaxy-Eggs. If you're looking for it on OpenSea and you wanna purchase an egg, make sure to go to their website, go to their Twitter, and then go to their OpenSea link right here, because you don't wanna get one of these false eggs. If you come over here to OpenSea, you can see if I start typing in Galaxy Eggs, you're gonna get a whole bunch of different ones come up. So there's all these different ones, and you wanna make sure you get the right one because there's a lot of scams over here. Now the mint just happened today, the 14th at 12 p.m. and it was pretty crazy. The Discord was pretty on fire about everything, how it went down, because what essentially happened was everyone was allowed to mint up to 12 eggs per transaction. And what ended up happening actually was there was a couple wallets that got about 700 eggs each in their wallet, which drove mint prices sky high. We saw mint prices, I'll show you the peak right here. Mint prices peaked today, or gas prices on Ethereum peaked today at about 1,200 gwei. Now, this means, if you're not familiar, that basically the cost to mint these eggs were thousands of dollars. I was looking on the Discord and seeing people screenshots, and it was about $3,000, $4,000, $2,000 just to mint one of these eggs that cost cost 0.085 Ethereum to mint. So you're spending a ton of money on gas fees if you did want to mint one of these. One of the major reasons is because obviously when you have so many people trying to mint something at the same time or perform an action on the Ethereum blockchain, you're going to drive those gas prices really high because only so many transactions can fit on a block, only so many blocks can go through at a time, and so we have to incentivize the miners to put our transactions through on the block and approve them, and so we have to pay more in gas fees in order to do that. So these gas prices went super high, as you can see right here. And what ended up happening, if we come over here, we can see here on Etherscan, this address right here, I'll refresh it, it's probably gone down. See, it just went down from 300 to 138. At one point, this address right here had 768 eggs in this account. And what had happened was there was a group of people that got together and essentially they basically purchased an entire block on the blockchain and rammed all of their transactions through into this one account. And now they're going to disperse them to a bunch of people who would basically pool their money together in order to do this. So basically a bunch of people pulled their money together, bought a block, rammed all of their transactions through, and this one address had a ton of eggs, which I guess they've been distributing since this number has gone down significantly. But suffice it to say, the Discord here was angry. Nobody was very happy because they weren't able to mint because prices were just so crazy with these gas fees, and then also all of the eggs were getting eaten up as well pretty quick. They sold out in about 15 minutes, which was pretty fast. And then we did get this official announcement here from Mr. Bob. He says, we are aware of the 2+ wallets that were able to mint a very large quantity of eggs during our public sale. This was done by an organization that collects money from a large group of people and then manipulates the miners themselves to allow their transactions to go through. They essentially purchased an entire block for themselves to give their transactions priority. We absolutely do not approve of the way that they did this, but there's no way to go back in time and prevent it from happening now. A lot of people missed out on the mint. A lot of people are pretty upset. So your option now, if you want to get in, is to go over here to OpenSea and buy them on the secondary market. The floor price has been fluctuating a lot. It's gone down to about 0.37 Ethereum. It was up as high as 0.65 Ethereum earlier today, but right now it's hovering around 0.4. And from what I've been reading on the Discord, a lot of people got in at about 0.4 Ethereum with these gas fees that they were paying. So probably the floor, in my opinion, will hold around 0.4, maybe 0.35, but I don't expect it to go much lower than that unless people just really need the cash and have to sell, but they're probably going to sell at a loss if they sell much below those price points. Now, how does Galaxy Eggs compare to some other projects that have launched? Well, let's take a look at this spreadsheet that I've created, and we have a bunch of different popular NFT projects, and I've basically broken down a bunch of information, how many people they have in their Discord chat, how many followers they have on their Twitter, when their Twitter started, their OpenSea floor, the volume, the holders, the number of items in that project, and how many items each holder has on average, and then when the project launched. So all of this information we can use to kind of see how well Galaxy Eggs is doing at this point and maybe where it could potentially go in the future. Because with NFT projects, it's very hard to determine their value. One, because we don't have a lot of history to go off of with NFTs in general. Yes, NFTs first came out about 2017 with CryptoPunks, but they were pretty much dead up until about late 2020. So we don't have a lot of history and information to go off of. And honestly, with a lot of NFT projects, the way they increase in value is because they become more popular. The public perception of them changes, and so they increase in value. And so the best way I found to gauge that is looking at their Discord community and looking at their Twitter community. The Twitter community I like to think of really as the public perception because it's easy to follow on Twitter. Not as many people are in the Discords typically as are on their Twitter, but sometimes that's not the case. And I think of a Discord typically as a much more tighter knit community. And so I think of those really as like the core fans of the project. And so we can see here Galaxy Eggs, they have 25,000 people in their Discord, which when we sort this, you can see is actually quite a lot because they have 25,000. They just launched. Art Blocks 29,000, CryptoPunks 35,000, CryptoKitties, Bored Ape Yacht Club 41,000, VFriends has a ton, but Gary Vee is just like crazy, so obviously VFriends is gonna have a ton. So when you compare Galaxy Eggs to some other projects like Pudgy Penguins, which has been popular, Hash Masks, World of Women, Creature World, Super Rare, the Discord community on Galaxy Eggs is actually quite large in my opinion, and it's pretty active as well. And so I think that's one of the reasons why they sold out in such a short amount of time. And I think this is a really good key indicator for how the project could potentially do and grow in the future. And then when we look at their Twitter as well, we can see that they are not super high. They've got about 20,000 followers now. I think I just saw that as 20,300. So they're definitely on the low end of the Twitter rankings, but it does take some time to build up that Twitter account. We can see they're coming up on Hash Masks and Pudgy Penguins and World of Women, who are all in these upper 20s. And then they've got the likes of CryptoKitties and VFriends and CryptoPunks pretty far out there. Bored Ape Yacht Club way ahead at 140,000 because they're super popular. So their Twitter community is not insanely massive, but for a project that just launched today, as I'm filming this, it's pretty good size. A lot of projects will launch with 3, 4, 5,000 followers on Twitter. They have 20, which is pretty good start. You can see they started back at the same time as World of Women. And then we can also look at the floor in comparison to some other projects. The top 3, CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and VeeFriends, they are really just on another level. So we're not really gonna compare it too much to those. That's kind of like the cream of the crop. If you wanna launch an NFT project, that's your ultimate goal. Can it become as big as CryptoPunks? Can it become as big as Bored Ape Yacht Club or VeeFriends? That's ultimately the goal. So we can see they're pretty low right now in terms of the floor, which means if you do wanna get in, this is a great time to get in, because the floor, honestly, I don't anticipate getting much lower than 0.43, especially when all the eggs are revealed and you actually have the art. I anticipate that the floor is gonna go up a lot once that happens, although again, we do not know when. In terms of total volume as well, they're gonna be super, super low because they're a brand new project. And so they're the new kids on the block. They haven't had much time to transact on OpenSea. They've been launched literally for like 3-4 hours. And now this is an important thing to look at as well, is the holders on OpenSea. Again, they're towards the bottom. What you want to look at is, yes, the amount of holders, but also the amount of holders in comparison to the total number of items in the project. Because if you have 9,999 eggs, but you have like 1,000 holders, that means the pool of holders is not very large, which means that there's probably a lot of whales in the project and they could potentially liquidate and really drop the price on the NFT project as a whole. And so you want to look at the items per holder. They're right here at around 3. And now if we sort this by descending, you can see that they're right here in the middle, which is really a good thing to see. You don't want to see that there's people that just have a ton of eggs. On average, each wallet has 3 eggs. So that's not too bad. Comparing it to Bored Ape Yacht Club, VeeFriends, Creature World, some of these other projects, which are sitting around 2, I'd say we're pretty well diversified. And I think as more time goes on and some of those other big accounts, like you see here on Etherscan, really disperse some more of these eggs, I think we're going to see that number get even better as well. Now that we've gone through all those numbers, how do we really value this project Galaxy Eggs for the long term? And how do we value it for the short term as well if you're interested in just a quick flip? Well, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot harder to value NFT projects than it is for stocks. There's so many technical analysis methods that you can use for stocks. And with NFTs, there's just really not that much data that we can go off of. We essentially have to go off of a lot of IOUs from the creators, like we saw with the Galaxy Eggs website. They have this roadmap which they're promising, but it's very vague and we don't actually know if they're going to deliver on those promises. So should you buy into Galaxy Eggs? And this is really a question for myself as well, because I didn't mint with the public launch. I haven't bought one on OpenSea, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get in, but here are my thoughts on it. When you're evaluating an NFT project, it's important to consider really 2 aspects, the digital value as well as the physical value. Now with most NFT projects, it's really just the art and some things that they're promising in their roadmap that you really have to evaluate. But some projects like VeeFriends actually have some physical value in the real world. For example, with VeeFriends, you get access to VCon. With some of the access coins, you get like a FaceTime with Gary Vee. You get to go to a basketball game with Gary Vee. If you have the Gift Goat VeeFriend, they're actually going to send things to your house as gifts. And so some NFT projects like that do actually have a real world value, which you can factor into this decision. But with Galaxy Eggs, you're not getting anything in the physical. It's just digital. And so that's all we have to go on. So what do you get with Galaxy Eggs? Well, you get digital ownership of your egg, of that art. You will truly become a member of the Galaxy Egg community. And if you hold the egg, you're going to get at least one airdrop that the developers promised. But again, we don't know the value of that NFT airdrop, and also we don't know what it's going to be. So do those things that you get justify spending thousands of dollars on these eggs? In my honest opinion, probably not. But you also have to factor in that X factor, which is extremely hard to quantify, because sometimes an asset will increase in value more than we had anticipated just because of the public perception of that asset. CryptoPunks, for example, sell for a minimum of 70 ETH just because of the perception that it holds in people's mind. Similarly, the Bored Ape Yacht Club project also sells for around 33 ETH minimum because of the perception people have of that project. And just like Galaxy Eggs, you're not really getting any real world benefit from buying a CryptoPunk or buying a Bored Ape. You're really just getting the ability to set it as your profile picture on Twitter and say, hey, I actually own this ape or this CryptoPunk. And that's exactly why I try to break down the numbers in the Twitter and the Discord and compare it to other projects, because that's really what's going to drive the value of these projects long term. If people keep their attention on these projects, their values are just going to increase and go up and up and up, just like CryptoPunks. So you have to ask yourself what your gut is telling you about Galaxy Eggs. Do you think that it could potentially increase just like Bored Ape Yacht Club, just like World of Women or CryptoPunks? CryptoPunks? And if it doesn't, are you okay with losing any money that you put into these Galaxy eggs? From my research, Galaxy eggs is one of the projects that has the best potential to do really well long term because of the size of the community. Do your own research and only spend money that you can afford to lose. Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.